Hey guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness here on magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. Magnificent Monday. Life's good, man. Life's good. Did 30 miles today on the bike. Might do another 30 this afternoon, I'm not sure. But life's good. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. The iconic trumpet section to the Tonight Show Band, New York version. They were just sort of petering out when I got there, and I did have some personal interaction with them, and just an incredible collection of trumpet players. Anyway, let me honk a little bit, have them played a note, and we'll see. We'll talk about the Tonight Show Band. Mine is Doc. There it is, man. Hellacious. Double C's, just hold on to them forever. Little barbed wire. You know, I've never analyzed that, what I'm about to say. But my multiple tonguing doesn't need to be warmed up either. My chops are right. If I've come back from a long layoff, usually my multiple tonguing takes a couple days to get it back where I want it. Feels like it's stuck in the mud. Obviously, the chops are not completely right, but once it's back, boom, right from the beginning. Anyway, got a very cool thing before we get to the Tonight Show section. I got a email out of the blue, a comment rather, on a video I did close to a year ago on John Ware. It was John Ware, exclamation point, chops, exclamation points. And out of the blue, again, this was quite a while ago, it went, "Thank you for saying my father was great. I thought he was great too. Donna Ware Sacco." His daughter, who has got to be my age or older, obviously was just sitting home thinking about her father, Googled a little bit, and there's my stuff, and needless to say, I just gushed. I absolutely gushed, and she appreciated it. I think that is so cool. So cool. Anyway, the Tonight Show section from the trumpet section from the Tonight Show Band. Doc got the music director job in 1966. Okay, from Skitch Henderson. Up to that point, Steve Allen, Skitch Henderson. Up to that point, it was basically smaller combos. It was not a full big band. They would augment when certain acts came in, and Doc definitely played, subbed, and came in and did some stuff on that. But it was not a full big band. In 1966, when it's still in New York, when Doc got the gig, he turned it into a full 19-piece big band, and it was killer. When they moved to California in 1972, which, again, that's when I first, a couple years earlier, that's when I got to New York as a college student. That is when they moved to California. For some reason, I don't know. If anybody does know, please leave down below. He did not take anybody with him, from the trumpet section at least. Okay? Whether he asked them Might have been a union thing or something, or he did ask them and they didn't want to go. Now remember, they were the creme de la creme of New York and just making top dollar in New York. Okay, so maybe they just didn't want to go. I don't know. Okay, again, the bulk of it was before my time in New York. But even after he left, they were the stars. Okay, and that is Jimmy Maxwell, not necessarily in any order. Jimmy Maxwell, Bob McCoy, John Frost, and Dick Perry. Okay, now, even though when they left, they still were top call for the next 10, 12 years. No question about it. They often were called as a section. Many times during that time, you would get called as a section. So, you know, you're known as a funk section or something like that, for the sake of argument. It wasn't in New York, but the horn section from Tower Power, many times would get recording dates as a group. And they did for a long time, and of course they went off and did other things. Now, the magnitude of how great these guys were was scary. First of all, every single one of them could play lead. Okay? Every single one of them could play unique and innovative jazz solos. I mean, just incredible. They really had the whole thing covered. Okay, now Jimmy Maxwell, it has been my observation that he seemed to be the vocal guy. Okay, whenever I was at a performance of theirs or a clinic or anything like that, and I'll get to that in a minute, he seemed to be the one that was doing the talking. He was very, very glib. He was funny as could be, and he was an incredible trumpet player. Incredible trumpet player. More of a jazz guy. The first time I ever heard him play live, okay, was at one of the brass conferences. Where is it? New York Brass Conference for Scholarships by Charles Colin. They gave out these books every year, and it was just an incredible event. Anybody that was anybody was always just walking around, Lou Soloff, Marvin Stan, I mean, everywhere. And the first time I saw him, I was in college, and he played with it, played a solo with, I think it was a college jazz band. Okay, When You're Smiling. Okay, and just a wonderful, wonderful rendition of When You're Smiling that ended on an F above high C. The crowd went nuts. The crowd went nuts. I'm telling you guys, it was beautiful. Okay? Then, as the crowd is giving him a standing ovation, Cat Anderson walks on stage. This is the magnitude of the people that are just milling around at this brass conference. It was incredible. Okay? Cat Anderson walks on stage and goes, same tune. He played note for note what Maxwell played up an octave and ended on an F above double C. The place went stock raving bonkers. Maxwell was not feeling like he was one-upped. He loved it. They embraced and hugged like crazy afterwards. I swear Jimmy Maxwell had a tear in his eye. I mean, it was an incredible moment. That is the first time I heard one of the guys live. Okay? The next time, Bob McCoy lived in the city. I think the rest of them lived in Westchester, Jersey, Long Island. Bob McCoy lived in the city, and he had some rehearsal space up on the Upper West Side where he used to teach and hold rehearsal bands and all this sort of stuff. And he did a clinic of the trumpet section from Tonight Show Band. They were all there, and he did a clinic. I'll never forget, it was $10. And a bunch of us from college went up to check it out. It was one of the most invigorating trumpet moments I ever had. They went for hours. They started out, and then they just played. And then it was Q&A. They broke off into small groups if you wanted to talk about it was incredible. And it wasn't just me. It wasn't just us college kids. Pros were there. I mean, that was the camaraderie of the grand, the generation of brass. It was just amazing. Guys, there was enough work to go around. So yes, there was some infighting. There's no question about it, but it was definitely... Anyway, I'll never forget it. One of the guys asked him, you know, you guys are so versatile. How do you figure out if who's going to play lead on a specific chart, or who's going to play the solo or whatever? And Jimmy Maxwell goes, you know, everybody has their strong points, and it's very, very fluid. We can go from lead to third to solo depending on the piece of music. And he said, but you're absolutely right. We're all lead players. And he just nailed a G. Bump! And they went right down the line. Bump, 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 bump. Loudest G's you ever heard in your life. And then they doubled back to Bob McCoy. Bump, 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 bump. And he went, ba-dum, and went up to the double C. And he goes on to say, as you can see, Bobby is our high note guy. But we can all play lead. It was incredible. I mean, knocked the walls down with G's, man. This was 1970, maybe? 71? All right. One more. I was playing one of my first recording dates. It was for Jim Todd, North 40 Productions. Jim wrote and produced the whole thing, and it was his North 40 Productions, was his company, and it was a big band thing, and the whole band was there. It's not like what they do it today, you know, each track and all this sort of stuff. The whole band was there, and it ended on a high A. Okay. Now Jim called me about 2 days before. He says, Ralph, I'm doing this jingle, which I'm going to bring you on, blah blah blah. And is it all right if I end on a high G? And I said, who else is on the thing? And he told me, Mel Davis, John Frost, and Marvin Stan. I said, oh God, between the four of us, a high G shouldn't be any problem. Well, I got there. As it turned out, he was talking concert high G. It was an A. And back in those days, the difference between a G and an A, there was a gulf there. Oh, no, I didn't say anything. I screwed up. Okay? But anyway, it was basically, you know, a minute. Remember, it's a jingle. A big band thing for a foreign client. And it ended on a A. Well, John Frost started. He played it through twice. Killed it. Killed the high A. And it's the first time he said, look, I'm playing the rest of the day. He said to Mel Davis. And he said, I'm playing the rest of the day, and I can't leave it all here. Do you mind? Mel says, no problem. He played it another 5-6 times and we had it done. But it was cool. It was just cool the way, you know, no infighting. Today, if somebody, do it yourself, asshole. You're the lead player. No, we're all in this together. Got it done. Everybody's happy, and we live to get called back another day. It was absolutely incredible. But the magnitude that these guys played with. Oh, one more. Jimmy Maxwell. All you guys that have never heard of Jimmy Maxwell, yes, you have. If you have seen the movie The Godfather. That solo, right at the beginning, solo trumpet, Jimmy Maxwell. That is beautiful, man. That is beautiful. But God bless him. The golden age of brass, man. I just, doesn't get much better than that.